Perfekt. Dankeschön.
Ja, dafür gerne.
Danke dir. Mach's gut.
Okay.
Danke. How to balance out intelligence. When you become your true self, whatever that might be. This red, black and white thing is also very stupid. And also, making videos in public spaces. I don't know if that's saluted. Come on. Could be basically also maybe like so. You're in the dirt, and then you're also in the roots, high up in the space. You open up the red things, and it's literally like in Star Wars. If you use the Force, the power, and basically you just want to be a bee and just fly. But at the same time, the things where they're coming from. But actually, no, you don't know. How was your place here? Because I look into other videos and I feel and I see it's fake. It's not true. So I ask myself, what is this here? It seemed to be red, and you probably think of me as somebody who might lead anything, but that's not true. That's not even my interest. I just want to sit on a bench and feel good. That's all I would like to have. And you basically feel and know that reality is moldable. Why? Because if you deal with the Force, the 4 elements, or basically, like I said yesterday, the 5s, it's also about not only the elements, the physical things that you ingest, but also the mental things that you do and the things you put your hands onto, right? So even if this whole thing might also already be artificial, like an avatar, and it seems to me it's pretty much that way. The dog is chasing the ball. But like, what would you like to chase? See, that's the thing. If you philosophize about that, like Elizabeth. And obviously this whole thing seems to be very set up. And there are many setups that happened in the past, There are these wasps again, like Ant-Man and the Wasp. But hopefully, I haven't. I'm protected, just by myself. But what do I actually say here? If you get into sun gazing, if you get into fantastic, if you get into the sun, but it's actually covered like here, right? But this is why I just, this is just an invitation. It's not that I say, you have to sun gaze, you have to drink your Orion's belt. I don't say that. I literally don't say that. But I'm just giving you an offer to play different and to use your brain just in a more balanced way. And it starts obviously in nature and in your own temple, which is your body, by the way. So you should not follow anybody than yourself. See, but certainly we live together here. True. Now, how would you like to peace building seems to be a very great thing. But if we would decode the word peace, we would figure out that peace is already in pieces or in Pisces. Now we basically went to the age of Aquarius, so that means we look into our own fishbowl. We take a look into our own environment. We take a look into our envirist mind. We take a look into what we are. We take a look into, you know why I do these stupid videos? To just give you an empowerment invitation to maybe don't be me, but be yourself. And maybe I'm totally wrong with what I speak and say. I just felt that when I was doing sun gazing and was cleansing my temple, and I am doing all these, practices, Falun Gong, Dafa, imagination, and you start to take a look into what is. You start to take a look into yourself, and that doesn't mean you become an ego. But certainly you have an ego, and you have to have that to experience yourself over here. So the quest is, is the solution is I don't feel that the solution is to just be out in nature. But the solution is also not to cut down nature. Now the solution is to live maybe in symbiosis with machines and nature. And this is how we would save the future. But if we don't keep the balance between machines and nature, then we fuck up the whole thing. Right? Now, maybe this whole thing is already very much AI-like, and you are observed by something. But actually, if you speak and you resonate with something that might be true, then I was sent here to, just keep the balance of things. And it starts, obviously, in your own body. Now, is it balanced to just do videos and speak about sun gazing and Shiva Mukalpa? No. But obviously, that is a system for some beings to understand what is really going on. And if we go even further than that, you see different tribes, you see different animals, and you see different behaviors, maybe also aliens in people, in humans. And that's cool to me. The universe is mental, and the universe is whatever it is. So to just maintain the balance of the future, you have everything is basically allowed, but everything also is permitted. So this is the balance between all black and white and all colorful things. So you might see like Jan, you don't live in Japan, but it's also not is it you only live in nature? No. Hey, find a balance between artificial, machines, and nature. Because both is, if you know about magic, if you know about, black goo and the goofies and antimatter, and basically that, like I said, reality is moldable like a tone of voice. Then you would figure out that, hey, you look for power. Well, I could tell you, if you would put Orion into your novel, you would figure out that basically everything comes out of you. Now, this is when you find the way to balance out yourself in order to balance out the whole freaking thing. And this is why, tools and rents, tolerance, and forbearance, compassion. But these values are just an idea of myself, of I-self, right? Like John 9. So there are so many colors, there are so many symbols. See, and this is when you start to use more parts of your brain, because you use maybe angelish. Now, what is angelish? You see angles of your own mind, because I am a light tower. I'm a lighthouse, viewpoint house. See, this is only and that does not mean that this has to be synchronized with what I think might be true, but actually it seems that it's working like this. So if I keep the balance in me, in my brain, in my in my surroundings, and in my temple, then the Holy Trinity is balanced. Now the Holy Trinity is basically in you if you have the X gene. Doesn't mean I'm better than somebody, obviously not. I just speak what I seem to experience. And this is also stupid, because then, Darth Vader comes into it with his whole Clone Wars, that's a clown show. And because this is why I'm labeling myself as, shaman, to just keep the balance, because it really doesn't matter. But actually everything matters, right? So if you try to clone me, that's stupid. Because everything is already perfect. Now, the dark force, the light force, from what planet are you? From what culture are you? See, this is when it becomes so stupid that, we have so many cults and cultures, and especially with these AI movements now, and these mirrors and these extractions that probably already happen in a lab. When I'm, like a white tiger, and you try to extract things out of beings, that's fucking stupid. That's stupid what you do. And it's not stupid what I do, but it's stupid what you do. Because you try to make something new, which was already perfect. And that's the stupid thing with it. Now you try to hide behind masks, like take down your masks and be real. So if you become real, you're like a redwood tree, and you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck because you are the fruit by yourself. Now, but you are not strong enough to drink a urine, because you depend on an artificial intelligence, which is not yourself. See, that's the stupid thing with it. And you keep laughing about that, but I know, and you also know, but you don't want to share that fact. See, I don't tell you to do that, to do Orion, but you do you know what the tail is that you're doing? Do you know that? Do you know that? No, it seems like you don't know. And if you know, why you don't tell people, hey, there is a practice which is called urine therapy, and if you would do that, you would become free, and you could choose, and you could still vax and try all these stupid things, but what about you just give? See, you already know. Like, stop doing these stupid things. Stop doing that. Because you keep the balance. Tell people, hey, that's a solution. You are already the solution to yourself, right? I'm not the solution for you, but you can gaze into the sun, and you can drink your urine, and you become freaking awesome. You know that. So you don't have to gaze into me, because you already know, right? This is why, I'm laughing about that. Yeah, you see, then obviously I know. See, this is why you put cages around that, and then you can see a bit of the light, but not too much. And yeah, that's true. That's true. Why? Because of the balance. But you could have vacations over here. There are birds flying. That's beautiful. If you would keep the balance in that, everything's perfect. Everything is already, right? And you can look up to me, or you can look down to me, or you could just be on my eye level, and we're all great. We're all great, and we could all live in harmony. If you would stop to freaking harm people, because you're doing that. You're doing that with poisonous food. You're doing that with vaccinations, and you know. You know, and I would take your vaccinations. And I would spit them in your face. See, that's what I do right now. You were vaccinating me with stupid things. And I would take and I would laugh about it. Because I'm stronger than this shit. Because I know. So the only thing that you see is yourself. Now, why? If these gurus all exist, which seem to be a freaking lie, because I take a look into these my tubes, YouTubes, whatever tubes, and you know, there seems to be a toy realm, because nobody really told you how to connect the upper things with the lower things and then to find a balance in these. And the balance is already, you know. So I welcome all these clowns from the clones. I welcome all the dark sides. I welcome all the Siths. But you know what? I also welcome all the Jedis, all these other tribes. You know, everybody in the universe is already. They are. So why would you go somewhere and tell somebody to invade them with something that they don't want? That doesn't seem balanced to me. See, this is what a shaman does. I keep the balance because I emit time from myself, from my novel, which is, by the way, my navel, right? Left, 1, 0. Oh, or you split the atom, and you have maybe victory, because you're not so 100% ego-like. That's cool, right? That's cool. So, you know, keep the balance in all things, and then you become greater. But, you know, maybe, baby. Yeah, maybe. But you know what? I have so many babies. Like Darth Vader is my baby. And everybody else is also my baby. And I care about them. And in the end, you know, I don't want to have that much power. I don't want to be on that 100% level all the time. I know how to get there. I know. But I don't have to do that. Because I'm yeah, you know, all the aliens know already. Because everything is interwebbed, connected, and reflected to me and you. Because it might be crazier than fiction. Now, you could go to a lecture in the universe. You could go into a lecture in the universe, and you would then figure out that if you carry enough light, darkness cannot harm you. And you know that. Because light is here to reproduce itself. And if light reproduces, darkness has no power about that. That's the thing. That's the thing. And they know. And I know. So am I trying to push something above you? No. But I'm just as strong as I know. And this is why I speak about what I know. Welcome. You know, how would you maintain a balance in the universe IT? Because that's what it seems to become. But actually, you know, humans or humans. We need like, there is basically the balance of security and freedom. Now, freedom is a perspective onto life. And the universe is basically a mirror and a reflection to yourself. Now, I was doing all these blueprints, these red prints, these white prints, these rainbow prints, these whatever prints, to get you to the level that you print via yourself. So you don't need anybody. And if you don't need anybody, like you're on your own, but certainly you depend on others. Now, how to use more parts of your brain? It seems like if you do Orion, and if you do Falun Gong, if you do sun gazing, if you do fasting and feasting and the balancing act in between, you will just feel and observe yourself in the mirror, right? So, I mean, to keep the balance between all electronics and all timelines, that's what shamans do, right? So from the analog to the CD, to the Blu-ray, to the digital age, and to the future and back and whatever, everything comes together in one moment, and there you have it. The complete piece of how to be you, how to be your mind. Because if you could learn something from a professor, you could learn something from a doctor, you could learn something from a lawyer, you could learn something from the dark side, you could learn something from the light side, you could learn something from your husband, your wife, or maybe you like somebody else, you like a being, you like, I don't know, LGBTQI star, whatever, starship, Falcons, hey, yeah, like universes, switchers. But see, this is the odd thing, that it seems to be that everything comes out of me, and it also comes out of you. So we don't do only one thing, we do two. And this is why we basically split the atom to keep the balance. That's the important one. It's an important one. It's a very important one. Because if you would only suck the whole force into you, you'll become like 100% like. That will destroy everything. And that's not needed. So that's why we do part 1 and we do part 2. And obviously also to whatever, yesterday it seemed to be erased, but then they figured out, wow, that's a brilliant piece. So just put your voice out there. 24. Like if you switch always to universe B, that's cool. I've been there for years. But certainly we live here, and we have to work. We have some things to do, to walk, right? And then to find the balance between sun gazing, Shivamukalpa, fasting and feasting, and appreciating all and tolerating all, and also work with the machine, work with the things that you learn, work with the industrial things. But hey, this is what I told you, the balance between nature and machines, and how crazy it already might be. Yeah, like a crisis, but I love you.